Quirin from MadeComfy, thanks so much for joining the Carpool series with Soho.
No, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Let's have a property at the moment. It's empty.
Yeah.
What do I have to do to kind of get it ready to be put on Airbnb? How does it work? Guide me kind of through the process.
So the very first thing is to understand Airbnb is not magic, and it's not free money that just happens to rain down into your pocket.
Yep.
And it's about doing your research. Number one is your property in a location where short-term rental Airbnb works, and that is usually in locations where you have people staying, so sort of business districts, tourist locations, public transport like airports, train stations. So that's like normal real estate location is the most important thing. Check that. And then really what we do at MadeComfy before we really take on properties, we do our revenue analysis and forecast. Does it make sense for you? So if you want to have a better return than on long term, is it going to be realistic? And so we do that. That's an important thing. And then it's about to understand if your property is empty, do you have to furnish it? And when you furnish it, it simply needs to be, we always say, Instagrammable, quirky. And people book short-term rentals by the photo and then by the price, which is great. So if it looks great and people have a budget that's usually a bit bigger than like we all do, check it out. And then you see this great thing. And that's when you have to have that kind of photo. So making sure it's really well furnished and stylish, and understand how you're going to manage it, because it is intensive to manage guests, check-in, check-outs, cleanings, maintenance, and so on.
Yeah, gotcha. I guess, are there any specific types of properties that people, I guess, like more than others? Is it, apartments? Is it semis? Is it houses? I mean, you kind of touched on a little bit more, but before in terms of location, but any particular preferences for short-term stays?
So again, important where you to understand where you are. If you are in a sort of holiday destination that is highly seasonal, like a Central Coast or like northern beaches, your holiday home will do well, like in peak season. If you're more in the city, it is really around looking for that delta to long term where it makes sense. We see 1-bedroom apartments and 2-bedroom apartments are doing well that are newly renovated. That means over the last sort of 3 to 5 years, the bathroom and the kitchen should have been renovated, and they need to be clean and representable. So clean carpet, clean walls, clean walls. That's sort of that kind of property, 1-2-bedroom in the city that is representable.
So let's say after I put my property up there, as the host or the owner, like, what do I have to do? What are the things, some tips for me in terms of, I don't know, is it meeting, greeting the guests, or on the, I guess, the management side of things? Do I have to do anything? How involved do I have to be within my property?
So when you work with MadeComfy, you're fully hands off. You get full transparency, so you have a dashboard where you see any kind of activity in the property, full transparency on who's staying, how many people are staying, what is the nightly rate, what is the guest paying. So you know exactly what goes into a trust account and what goes out. During onboarding, we really need to work with you to understand that we have enough sets of keys, that we know how everything works. Like if there's any kind of special item you have, like a marble top, bench top, or complex oven and stove settings. So we will work with you at the beginning more intensively to really understand it, to make sure you're then hands off and really focus on your life, and we manage your property and your returns. So that's pretty much it, what you do.
And contact details. Let's say I'm a host, I'm interested, I want to know a little bit more about you guys. How do I start? What do I do? How do I get in contact with you or your team?
Easiest way is just go on madecomfy.com.au. There you find a calculator where you can get a first understanding of, you type in your address and we sort of give you an indication of how much you can make. And from there, it's simply a button click to get in touch with us via chat or by booking a call. And we then have our team really taking you through the experience.
Perfect. Quirin from MadeComfy, thanks so much for joining the Carpool series with Soho.
Well, thank you so much.
Cheers,
fantastic.
Mate. Perfect.